So, I want to talk about a movie called Dream Scenario. Um, this popped up like on a lot of people's top tens of 2023 lists, which is what brought on my radar. I later found out that it was A24, which I'm a huge fan of everything I've watched of theirs. I haven't watched everything, but probably like 75% like what the stuff they put out. I've enjoyed all of it, for various reasons. It also has Nicolas Cage in it, who is, a very um, colorful actor. I don't know how to describe it, but this is all over the place as far as entertainment goes. Um, the story of this one is basically that Nicolas Cage's character is a tenured professor at a college university, and people start dreaming about him. Like people have never met him, and he kind of goes viral because of this. Um, the movie starts out like even like in a dream sequence, and I think that's like one of the things this movie does well is that like it makes these like sequences of dreams that are like, in my opinion, very believable because like dreams don't like inherently make sense, um, like they're kind of like these like ideas that are jumbled together in your mind, and then like from my understanding, like dreams, like even like you'll see like a snippet of one scene, and you'll see a snippet of another scene, and your brain connects the two. So like you have like two wild ideas that are separate, and like they're being combined. So it's like the overarching story is even more absurd. Um, these dreams like aren't that complex, um, but they are like that snippet of like that first sequence of, hey, you're one example in the movie, you're in a field wearing a wheat field, wearing a tuxedo, and you see like a lot of people standing completely still around you, also in tuxedos, and then next thing you know, you're being chased by a tall man who's covered in blood, and that's a very, I mean, I haven't personally had that dream, but it sounds like a dream I could have. Um, so I enjoyed this movie for the most part, um, up until about, I'd say about the second half, and it dropped off a lot in the last 20 minutes for me. And first off, I want to talk about like one. Like I said, like those dream sequences were really done well. I think Nicolas Cage is like fantastic in this. Like one of the best like Nick Cage performances I've ever seen. Um, because he keeps doing this thing. Like they're like almost like these like, I don't want to say like nervous twitches, but some of them like are like nervous twitches. But like the best way I can describe it is like if you ever like um, talk to like a grandfather you haven't seen in a while, they do these like twitches that they're like almost like trying to hide like their emotion, like how happy they are, like how ecstatic they are to like be talking to you again. And like that's the best way I can describe it because he does it like over and over and over, and it's it almost like makes like his character seem like cartoonish, but like I get like what's happening, like because like it doesn't feel cartoonish to me, but like I know like some people have like compared it to him being cartoonish. Um, that being said, um, I'd give it like the movie like a 3.5 out of 5, somewhere around there overall. I'm going to talk about spoilers a lot because there's a lot to like talk about in spoilers, and I think like that's kind of like where a lot of like this movie's going to be like made or broke. But so like a lot of people are comparing this like to like a cancel culture allegory, and like I kind of get like that, but like at the same time like I don't, because um like don't get me wrong, like I think like the message is about cancer culture, like that's like where the story's coming from, but I don't think it's like condemning cancel culture or condoning cancel culture like one way or the other. Um, but like after people start having all sorts of these dreams, like where Nicolas Cage's character is basically saying they're doing nothing. Like later on, he has this encounter with a girl who says that she had a sexual dream with Nicolas Cage, and they were reenacting that sexual dream with Nicolas Cage's character. And like after that, like everyone starts having these negative dreams with Nicolas Cage's character, and like when I say negative, I mean like he's like killing them and torturing them and stuff like that to a point like where like it's like you know, he's no longer allowed to teach at school, and it even gets to the points like where he makes like an apology video that is because he has one of these dreams as well. So he's like, I relate with you guys, you know, like you know, I don't mean any of this, like yada yada yada. But like his apology video comes off as like, you know, one of those tone deaf apology videos that I'm sure like everyone's seen like on YouTube before. It's an interesting movie. I'll like this, the premise and like the first hour of the movie is very intense and interesting, and like I enjoy it. But then like it, you know, it gets to this and it gets like very heavy handed of this, and then like even like later on it sits there and talks about you have this bracelet that basically allows you to invade people's dreams, you know, and you're cognizant, and then like obviously they can kick you out and everything, but I almost feel like it tries to do too much like towards the end. And then of course like the final scene is him like using this same item to go into his wife's ex-wife's, whatever you can call it, dream, and he's recreating something that, you know, she confided in him earlier, and they have like a happy ever after moment. And like there's a lot of like symbolism like that people have brought up about child abuse, which is kind of like ironic that, you know, this movie and the last movie, Eileen, that I talked about were both quote unquote about child abuse. But like, I don't know, I don't see it. Like I get like the references they're talking about, because like a lot of like these scenes, like they totally shift with the kids first. And the main one is like, you know, after the sexual assault thing happens, the first scene that it shows after that is his youngest kid having a dream where he's attacking her. And then like obviously like the first scene in the movie is the youngest kid also having a dream where he's standing there doing nothing while she's floating away like in the sky. So it's just like there's definitely like a lot of setup for like that premise. I'd have to like rewatch the movie again to see like if there's a lot more clues to it. I just, if that is like the premise of it, it's very very subtle, like even more subtle than Eileen, which is already subtle. And it's just like, it's weird because they put like the cancel culture like over the top, but then like they put like the whole child relationship like very like super subtle, and it's just, it didn't work out for me at the end of the day. Like I rate the movie like a 3.5 star only because of like how unique it is, and like, you know, Nick Cage's performance, and like that first hour is very very memorable, and a very unique experience that I've not seen anything like before. Yeah, anyways, I think that's basically everything I want to talk about this movie. Again, this is Dream Scenario. It came out 2023. It's an A24 film with Nick Cage. Bye.